Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this awesome survival themed house. This house is awesome in loads of ways. It's really easy to make. It's quite small and compact. It's very efficient. We have a farm, we have some water, we have a nether portal up front, we have a fair amount of area inside of the ground floor of the house. We even have a little porch outside as well, but on the outside of the house, we also have a staircase which takes us to the second floor, which also has additional storage and several lookout areas, and it's just a really nice, compact, awesome house. Here it is in a couple of angles surrounding the actual outside of the build, and that's pretty much all I have to tell you. If you guys enjoy the look of the house, and if you actually want to make this thing, please do remember to drop a like on the video, consider subscribing, and that's pretty much it. Why don't I actually show you how to make this thing? So, if you want to make it, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some oak wood, some stone slabs, some stone brick slabs, some stone brick stairs, some oak wood stairs, some oak wood slabs, some oak fence, some glass pane, and some wooden trapdoors. We also need every other material, kind of, in our inventory right now. The only thing that you might not need is such a large variety of flowers. Those really are just for decoration, so maybe just grab one flower that you really enjoy. That's all that's really necessary, and then everything else we kind of need, like the bone meal, flint and steel, obsidian, hoe, seeds, water bucket, dark oak door, and some oak wood leaves. So once you have each one of those materials, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making my house in this 13 block, that is 13 block coming across the front by a 17 block area. That's 17 blocks going towards the back, and this will accommodate the house very nicely. If you like, you can make the same area in your world, and that will better help you plan things out. But if you do that, you're going to want to come to the very bottom front left hand corner of the area, move inward diagonally to the right by 1, and place an oak wood. From this oak wood that you've just placed on the ground, you want to, leaving a gap of 1 coming behind it, place another oak wood, and 1 on top. Then, leaving a gap of 2 this time, you want to, leaving a gap of 2, place now a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 oak wood coming up from the ground, like that. We now want to take this row of 4 that we've just made, and we want to take this 4th block, and we want to extend it backwards by 3. So that's a 4th block extended backwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. Connect that 3rd block down to the ground. But then take the 3rd block again and extend it backwards by a further 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. And extend that block down to the ground. Take that 3rd block once again and extend it backwards again by 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And extend that 3rd block down to the ground, like this. Look back at what you've made, and you then want to take this 3rd block that you just connected down to the ground, and you want to do 2 things. Not only do you want to do 4 upper left diagonals from this block, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. But you also want to take the same block and you want to go left of it by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And connect that block down to the ground. Take that 5th block and you want to go up on top of it by 1. Then place 2 oak fence coming up. 1, 2. Place an oak wood on top of that fence to give you this sort of shape. What we also want to do is we want to take the same block, it's this 5th block that we've done a lot of things to, and we want to extend this to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend that block down to the ground, place 1 on top of it, and then take a sideways view to your build like this. Then, take the block that you just extended across, and you want to now bring it forward towards the front of the build by 3. 1, 2, 3. Extend it upwards by 1, and connect it down to the ground. Take that 3rd block and extend it to the left by 3, 1, 2, 3. Extend it upwards by 1, connect it down to the ground, like this. And then take the 3rd block, and you want to extend it left by 1, towards the front of the house. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, 1, and then that would be 2. connect it down to the ground. You then want to take the third block, or the second bottom left diagonal. You want to go left of it by 2 with your oak wood fence. That's 1 and 2. Then you want to place an oak wood going left of that fence and connect it down to the ground like this. I'm also going to switch around some of the oak woods later so that they're facing the correct way. We now want to look at our build from the front like this, and we want to take the oak wood block here, and we want to extend it across the front of the build by 2 with the oak wood fence. That's 1, 2. Place an oak wood, connect it down to the ground. Then extend that oak wood to the left by 2 with the fence. 1, 2. Place an oak wood, connect down to the ground. Leave a gap of 1 coming towards the front, and then place an oak wood. So we now have a walkway. So, essentially what we want to have should look a little bit like this. The next thing we've got to do is we've got to take out our stone bricks, and we want to place a layer of stone bricks that goes all the way around the outside of the house, and they sit here. So you want to take the bottom row of oak wood going all the way around the house, and the stone bricks want to sit, or the stone brick slabs rather, because we don't have stone bricks, want to sit in the upper half of the lower row of oak wood surrounding the house. So we kind of want to create this for ourselves. We want to create a nice border of stone brick slabs that goes all the way around the house, and you'll see that in certain positions it actually sits underneath the oak fence like this. And you can even place oak fence here on top of the stone brick slabs that are kind of like nice and open. So like where the entrance is, you can place them like here and here and here, leading up to the actual entrance for the build. So that's what we kind of want to work with at the moment. If you like, you can even fill in the center of this area using your oak wood slab. So if you like, you can then fill in the center of the bottom of the house in using your oak wood slab. So this is the area left over from our stone brick slabs. We just want to fill them in with oak wood slabs, and that will create a nice base for the house. And that is where the ground floor of the house is going to be built on. It's going to be built mainly on these oak slabs. I would say use oak planks, but we are going to be placing water underneath the house. And when it comes to the front bit here, we're just going to slowly taper down the oak wood planks into the ground. So we just want to kind of have like a gradual slope here, rather than actually placing them like we did the others. So once you've done that, we want to take this block right here at the front of the house. So the row of 4 that we started off with at the front, we want to take the block that's facing upwards, and we want to do 4 upper right diagonals from this block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right by 1. Then underneath this oak wood, place 2 oak wood fence, 1 and 2. Place an oak wood underneath the 2 fence. Grab yourself some obsidian. Place an obsidian underneath that oak wood. Go left of the obsidian by 3. 1, 2, 3. Go left of that third obsidian with an oak wood stair. This is where the entrance of the house is going to be. We then want to extend the left-hand obsidian and the right-hand obsidian downwards through the house, and we're going to want to create enough space for a nether portal. So you will have to dig into the ground underneath between the 2 bottom blocks of obsidian, and you will create something which should look like this. And then we would be able to light that later on, and then we would create a nether portal. Wonderful. So once that's sorted out, we actually want to take a sideways view of our house in this position right here, because we want to connect the front of the house to the back of the house. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to take out our oak wood slabs, and we want to place an oak wood slab on top of this oak wood that has fence underneath it on the front, and the same on the back. We then want to extend each one of these oak wood slabs inwards by 2. 1, 2. and 1, 2, and we want to take out our oak wood, and we want to extend a row of oak wood downwards, down to the foundations of the house, using your oak wood, once again extended from the oak wood slabs in these positions. We then want to connect the oak wood slabs together, and then place a row of oak wood slabs underneath this. Or if you want something that's a bit more decorative, place a row of upside down oak wood stairs between the 2 rows of oak wood, like this. We now want to create a floor for the second floor, as silly as that might sound. So we're going to use our oak wood slabs here, and we are going to create a floor. So the floor is very, very simple. It's basically in line with the very top of the nether portal, and we are going to limit our floor to the inside of the second floor. So what I mean by that, and I know it's kind of difficult to kind of see what I'm talking about, but what I mean is kind of like inside of this area where we have these 2 long rows of oak wood. The rest of the second floor will be different, as the rest of the second floor is going to be made out of stone brick slabs. We can actually make the pathway up to the second floor now. The pathway begins, quite simply, it begins just right of the nether portal. We want to run rows of stone brick stairs right of the nether portal, tapering upwards until we are in line with the top of the house, like this. We then want to fill in the second floor of the house here in with stone slabs, like so. And that's all you have to do. Very simple stuff. Now we are creating a nice foundation for the house. The next thing we're going to do is actually the roof. So the roof of the house, very simple stuff. It wants to start on the left here, and the edge of the roof is actually made out of oak wood stairs, and we want to run a row of oak wood stairs on the very left hand side. We want to run it across the horizontal row of oak wood. We want to extend the roof forwards and backwards by 1 row. The center of the roof is made out of stone brick stairs to give us a bit of variety, and this wants to sit in between the 2 lines of oak wood that we have placed diagonally here in this position, like this. And as I said, the edge of the roof is actually oak wood stairs, so if you make the roof overhang by 1 block, as you can see me doing here, make the roof overhang by 1 block, and then what we will be doing is we will be placing a row of upside down oak wood stairs underneath. So what do we want to do now? We want to place our upside down oak wood stairs underneath the overhanging row, and we also want to place a row of oak wood slabs that sits right at the top of the roof like this, and that also wants to overhang by 1 row, and that will create this sort of effect right here. So we now have a flattish roof. If you want, I mean, it's not a big deal, you could even place a row of oak wood stairs, kind of like in this position. If you want like a slightly pointier roof, if you want it to come to a more of a natural-ish point, if you wanted to. And in doing that, you could also, it's such a small thing to do, but you could also lay a layer of oak wood, a row of stone brick slabs here up at the top. And yeah, I mean, the roof kind of, it looks alright like that. It doesn't look too bad, but I mean, it depends what you want. I mean, it's a very small, subtle change. But that is the roof almost complete. We also have upside down oak wood stairs to add on the back here, like this. And once we've done that, it's time for us to start filling in some walls and stuff. It really is. So, around the base of the house, you might be able to see that we have a couple of walls. We'll start on the right-hand side here, where we have this kind of like a J-shaped area. This is going to be filled in with glass pane. This area here, where we have these 2 square box-shaped areas, we're simply going to place some oak wood left and right of these 2 empty spaces. So we're going to have some oak wood on the left and right. Very simple decoration. On the back, we're going to lay rows of oak wood planks on the very first row, and we're going to have rows of glass pane on the second, and this applies to the left hand side of the house as well. We're going to have rows of oak planks here on the bottom row, and we're going to have glass pane on the top row, like this. Perfect. We'll decorate these a little bit better later. As a matter of fact, we can do a little bit of that now. We're going to take stone brick slabs, and we're going to place stone brick slabs above where we have windows on the back of the build. And we can't really do it on the side of the build because they already have a lip above them. We also want to fill in a little bit. You'll notice where this little staircase is here. You might just want to fill this in with like obsidian or like oak wood or what have you. Or you could even use stone brick slabs, because I mean that's kind of like the material surrounding it anyway. We also have to add some fences, so some like fence going around on top of the nether portal, connecting this area. We also want to connect this area together. We also want to connect the back area together as well. We don't want anybody falling off of anything, so we have a lot of oak wood fence around the place. We want to create a little room out of this, so we're actually going to connect these two long rows of oak wood backwards. So we're going to just connect using our oak wood planks, or oak wood slabs as the case may be. We're going to connect these to the actual roof like this, and we're just going to have little doorways out onto like the front of the house, and we'll also have the same thing on the back of the house, just so that we have a little bit of variety. If you wanted to, you could easily seal up the second floor nice and easily, and well, that'd be that. It's kind of up to you how and what you want to do with some of these rooms, however. So there you go. And for actually filling up this area, we're going to, like, this is the entranceway into the actual second floor. We're going to place on the left and the right, we're going to place a oak wood stair, and then an upside down one on top, then a regular facing oak wood stair, and we're going to do the same thing on the right, regular oak wood stair, upside down, then a regular stone brick stair. We're then going to place stone brick blocks between the two at the top, and we're going to extend the two stone bricks out the bottom using stone brick slabs, and then we can fill that in with like a door or something later. And as you can see, the house is actually getting quite nicely put together at this. We do also have an additional area of the house to make. So if you come to the right hand side of the build here, what we want to do is very, very simple. So we want to take out our stone brick slabs, and we want to take this oak wood here and this oak wood on the back, and we want to place two stone brick slabs extending out from these two oak wood. 1, 2, and 1, 2. We then want to place an oak wood connecting those two, and then we want to place stone brick slabs connecting the two oak woods together. You also want to fill the center of this in using your oak wood slabs. We then want to place an oak wood on top of each one of these two corner oak woods. We want to place an oak wood fence on top of these. Place an oak wood slab on top of both of the fence. Connect them together. Extend them towards the house by 1. And then connect them to the house using oak wood stairs like this. So you now have a nice porch area. I'm going to place some oak wood fence surrounding the porch so that we now have like a nice sealed off porch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the majority of the house. And next, now that the structure is done, because that is just the structure of the house complete, it's kind of up to us what we want to do with this thing. So, do we want to create some farmland? Do we want to create a nice water area? Do we want to have some nice oak leaves and some wooden trap doors? And do we want to have some nice, like, window boxes and stuff? This is what you kind of got to think about now. So, what we're going to do, first of all, on the front right-hand side of the house, we might even need the oak wood for this. We're going to connect the front right-hand side of the house in the ground to the porch using our oak wood. So we're going to create a nice oak wood area in the ground here, and we're even going to section it off underneath the lines of the house like this, and we're going to place a nice farm here, just right of the house. It adds a little bit of colour to the house, and a little bit of variety. That's the main thing, to be completely honest. It adds a nice little feature to the house. We're going to take the same bottom front right-hand corner of the house, and we're going to place a stone slab in front of it. Then we're going to place 2 coming outwards to the left diagonally. 1, 2. Left by 2. Then 2 coming backwards diagonally. Actually, it's just like 1 diagonally, like that. And that is actually going to create a little bit of a pond for the house. And speaking of a pond of the house, I mean, it's kind of up to you how or whether is the better way to put this. How or whether you want to do this, but you might feel as though that you want to completely submerge the house in water. So if you want, you could like go all the way around the bottom of the house, and you could dig it out, and you could place water underneath the house. It's a little cool thing. It looks kind of nice, and I don't know what else to tell you. It's just a nice little thing that you could do to the house if you wanted to. Now, I'm not saying that you should or you have to. I'm just saying it's a nice little thing that you might want to add to the house. All the way around the house, wherever we have windows, I would suggest doing this. Place grass blocks underneath the windows on the ground, like this. And we have some on the back as well, like that. Place yourself some oak leaves in between the grass blocks. This is mainly on the left-hand side and the back of the house, like this. Place some sort of flower, whatever that might be, completely up to you. Place some sort of flower on the grass. That's not even remotely flowers. I don't know how that happened. Place some sort of flower, as I say, probably not water blocks, on top of that. I'm gonna grab some wooden trapdoors, and I'm going to place wooden trapdoors in front of the flowers. And you will create some very nice flower beds. They hide the stilts of the house a little bit. They also add a bit of colour. It's kind of up to you whether you want to add them and how you want to add them, however. That's kind of completely up to you. Also, there's a few doors around the house, so therefore I would place some sort of door there. So wherever you have like an empty doorway, place a door in there. So I like dark oak wood doors a lot. And they actually contrast very nicely. I have a thing, I don't know why, don't ask me why, a lot of people have this. I like placing the doors inverted, so that you kind of get like a nice depthy sort of thing with the door. You don't have to do that, it's completely optional. Also gonna like the nether portal, because why not? Bloop. There we go, lit the nether portal, and there's the house, exactly pretty much how it is on the front of the video. I mean, that's kind of it. If you like something that you can always do, something that's always nice, typically, bone meal the area, just to kind of get that whole survival feel. Maybe plant some trees around the place, maybe add a lake around the house, maybe have this as a nice hidden water base out on a lake, because it does have stilts, so it could easily be placed in the water without too much trouble. But that's pretty much the house, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully you have enjoyed the tutorial. If you have, please do remember to smack that like button. I know that everybody and their mother tells you to like videos, but please, if you wouldn't mind, it just helps me out, is what it does at the end of the day. I'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy content like this. If you subscribe, please click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. But also do comment and let me know what you want to see next. You guys are always suggesting what you want to see next, and I love it. So please keep up the suggestions. I want to know what you guys want to see. And also, if you do all of those things, you might be interested in checking out the rest of the channel. As you might have noticed as I've been building this thing, we're in a pretty creative world here. This used to kind of like be my city project, but it's kind of turned turned sour recently. I've kind of just abandoned the whole city thing, and I'm kind of just building anything wherever I want. So basically, check out the card system in the description below, and you can find loads of playlists that will help you explore my channel, whether you want to make modern builds, whether you want to make some more builds like we've kind of just made. That, by the way, I love this. This is kind of in the same vein as what I've just made. This awesome survival house. I love that. That's actually the ultimate survival house number 3. If you guys wanted to make that. That goes very, very nicely with the very small version that we've just made. Not only do we make stuff like that, however, you can see some sillier things that we've made, like Power Rangers houses, Nintendo Switch houses, stuff like that. We even make cartoon builds around here like that. It's the Family Guy house. And that's the Simpsons house. Hopefully you guys recognize that. And the American Dad house and Johnny Test's house. And there will soon be many more. And basically, check out the cards, check out the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the channel. I'll see you guys in the next